What is up, everybody? This is RybackStun. We have returned to Marvel Heroes. We are here on the test center with Ant-Man, and we're going to take a look at his ability and his kit as he comes out, which should be out in time for the lovely Ant-Man movie that's coming out on, I think it's the 19th? 17th, I lied. So, first thing you're going to notice is he has a secondary resource bar here called Ant Pool. Basically, his damaging powers will summon ants, which is pretty cool. The next thing we're going to look at here is his synergy. At level 25, he gets 5 bonus credits per drop, and at level 60, he gains 1 strength. This is the first character of hopefully many that will be giving attributes in here, and maybe change up some of the stuff that people normally use in terms of the hero's synergies. So he's got 3 sets of powers here. He's got particle brawling, he's got equipment, and insect constructs. So it should be pretty cool to check those out. We'll go ahead and check out particle brawling first. First ability here we have is called Shrinking Strike. Shrinking Strike. He shrinks down to deliver a series of powerfully effective yet tiny blows. Physical damage. He restores spirit on hit, and he has actually really high attack speed on this attack. So there you are on the lovely abilities here. You'll notice that the ants are being generated, and you'll see the ants come in and start attacking mobs. So it's a cool little passive effect that happens as you're attacking with stuff. You'll use these ant pools later on with the powers in, I believe it's called the Insect Constructs tree. So next power we have is called Can't Catch Me. It's a movement power. It's your standard movement power you're going to have. Physical damage. It's got a knockdown duration, spirit cost of 9.3. Bam. So there you go. You get a little leap as you move across, and it looks like you can leap at more than one person. So that's nice. Next we have Inch High Goodbye. It's physical damage. It knocks enemies into the air, and Fistful of Ants gains plus 50% damage if used within 4 seconds of this ability. Spirit cost is 19.4, cooldown 6 seconds. So let's check this out. Sorry, that was not the ability. Boom, there you go. So he does this little uppercut, which is neat. Now, Fistful of Ants is a power in, I believe, the Constructs tree? Yeah. So, it'll be something that we'll try to show off a little bit later. We next have Tiny Takedown. Pick a target and launch in a tiny-sized frenzy as you leap up to an enemy and begin delivering powerful blow after blow. Physical damage, it's 25% damage increased to enemies under attack by Red Hots or Drone Strike. Attack speed 5.2, spirit cost 2.9. So you get your 1 attack there, but if you hold it, it's a bunch of really cool attacks. So that's nice. Next we have Think Small, which is your first passive effect. You get damage rating, crit hit rating, brutal strike rating, and damage while enemies not targeting you. And this is your CC breaker, so that's good. You'll be able to use that. This is what it looks like. Oh look, all the people didn't know what was going on. Next we have Bouncing Bullet. This is your typical blink strike attack. It does physical damage per hit. It does 25% damage against vulnerable enemies, and it has a maximum 6 hits per enemy. That might increase, I'm not entirely sure. Repeat hits deal reduced damage, obviously. So, you go there, you bounce around, bang bang boom. Next we have the signature, which is called Bigfoot Sighting. Grow to titanic proportions and show your enemies a side of you they've never seen before. Under your foot. Physical damage deals 50% more damage to enemies close to Ant-Man, and has a knockdown duration of 1.2 seconds. Cooldown is 20 seconds. So, there's your big thing, big boot. Notice the crack it left in the ground. And that's that. Next, we have the equipment powers. First one is called Friends in Low Places. This has an active and a passive effect. Actively, for it summons 10,000 ants with a 15-second cooldown. The passive effect allows you a chance to summon ants each time you hit with a non-ants power, up to a maximum of 10,000. Duration is 30 seconds for these ants and ants in general. Max ants is 10,000, and physical damage is per ant swarm. Now, I'm not going to activate this ability because it doesn't give 10,000 ants here. It might in the future, which I believe is kind of the point. You can click it and just go for it, since it's a 15-second cooldown anyway. We'll find out later on. Right now, they do not count as here, which is important for our abilities later on. Next, we have Pest Control. It's physical damage. Vulnerability takes 10% extra damage for 8 seconds. Attack speed 1.2. Spirit cost 14.5. So there's your little blast that does a bunch of stuff. You'll probably want to take that for the vulnerability bare minimum. Faithful Steed is an ant. You shrink down. You get your travel size going. There's no spirit cost on this, thankfully. So you'll be able to fly and float around as long as you want, which is awesome. Next, we have Bioelectric Blast, which is a very wasp thing. When shrinking doesn't solve all your problems, you can always strike your enemies with a heaping dose of Stinger. Physical damage per hit with 3 hits. It's a weaken. Spirit cost is 19.4, 3-second cooldown. So there's your blast. See your 3 hits. Bang, bang, boom. Next, we have Clothes Make the Man. Stark has his toys, and you have yours. With the latest PIM technology, the suit is specifically designed to protect its wearer from all sorts of battlefield hazards. Its active effect allows you to stay shrunken indefinitely, gaining stealth until you use an offensive power to take damage. It's a 5-second cooldown. Passively, this is your damage negation shield. It also increases your dodge rating and your defense. You get an 8% chance to evade, and you get dexterity, which is cool. Next ability is the Definite Particle. This is another passive active effect. It gives you passively regenerate health per second. Your buff is move speed, and your shrink power base damage is increased by 20% for 7 seconds, and you get increased ant stats of crit hit chance 5%. The duration is 7 seconds. Spirit cost is 15. Cooldown is 20 seconds. So there you go. That's your extra buff effect, which you can use to activate a bunch of different abilities if you want to combo different things left and right. So there you go. I'll go ahead and show you Clothes Make the Man. Boom. And now he's tiny. And now you can come up. Or you can go tiny to big, get big, and then shrink back down to normal, and there you go. Now, all the ants' powers require ants, so I've got a little bit. I've got 6,000 right now. We'll show Red Hot's. It's physical damage twice per second for 6 seconds. Vulnerability, they take extra damage from ant powers, and it costs 1,000 ants. So you just... Red ants, they're like the things that bite you and they hurt. Next ability is called Fistful of Ants. It does physical damage. It knocks the target into the air. Fistful of Ants gains 50% damage if used within 4 seconds of Inch-High Goodbye, which is the other ability. It says it's got a 6-second cooldown that's shared with, and I believe it's supposed to be for the colony. So let me build up my ants really quick here. I want to make sure that I get enough ants here. No, the ant powers do not cost spirit, but your other powers do. So next we have Fistful of Ants. So here's your... supposed to knock that target up. You can see all the ants blast away. Here we have Drone Strike. It's physical damage twice per second. It's got a slow and area duration of 6 seconds. It costs 1,000 ants, and you can maintain up to 3 areas at a time. So there's your big ant blasts there. They last for 6 seconds. It's like an anthill that pops up. That's actually kind of cool. Next we have For the Colony. It's physical damage. It does 50% extra damage against weakened enemies, and it summons a tidal wave against enemies. Oh, I need to get more ants. Sorry. Gotta try to show you guys all these powers in time. Trying to see if I can get this done here as quickly as possible, because it's not a guaranteed one to hit each one. There we go. Alright, so next is the For the Colony. There's your tidal wave of ants. Next we have Wall of Ants. So it stops projectiles and blocks enemy pathing. It has 100% of your health, 100% of your defense, 6-second duration, costs 2,000 ants, 8-second cooldown. Last power we have here is called Ant Colony, excuse me, Ant Decoy. It's got a 2,000 ant cost. You just pop it up. There's your ants. It does physical damage twice per second for 4 seconds against enemies that hit your decoy with a melee power. It has an 8-second duration. It taunts enemies while active, and it has 100% of your health and defense, and it has a 10-second cooldown. So those are your only 2 summons. You're not going to have summons where you do a bunch of ants, but you get ants passively with your little ant powers here. Last but not least in terms of powers, we have Antnado. Mount your flying faithful ant and traverse the map engulfed in a tornado of ants, damaging any who would dare threaten the security of the colony. Physical damage twice per second. You have 60% damage negation while channeling, since I guess it's a channel time. It's a channeled ability. 10-second channel time, and it's got a cooldown of 10 minutes. So let's go ahead and check this out. You can still move around. You just have to make sure you hold the channel. But look at how devastating that is. See if I can get over here and knock out these guys a little bit. Ouch. That is nuts. That is a great looking power. So there you go. Those are Ant-Man's powers. I don't have any of his uniques yet. I'm sure somebody on the forums will showcase what his uniques look like. Looks like he's going to be pretty cool. One thing I did notice is that I have 150 points instead of the standard 100 and... no, that's not right. I have 150 points. I don't know. My brain's not working. They added in the complete story, so you'll notice that nobody has any superhero heroic or anything like that, so that'll help with your teaming abilities and stuff like that. But the rewards will probably be consolidated. Instead of getting 1 point, you're going to get 3 skill points, which should make doing those easier. Anyway, here's Ant-Man. He's cool. I pre-ordered him, so I'm going to be playing him. This is the regular costume. The movie costume will come at a later date, so which you'll get on release, obviously, but a later date on our lovely test center. So I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did showcasing it to you. Remember to like and comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and Tumblr at RybackStun. More videos as they come along with that. This is RybackStun, signing out.